Good evening, welcome to Euro 2024 live on LFS. Tonight, as we watch Group B come to a close, can either Albania, Croatia or Italy join Spain, who are the group winners and will top the group? And we'll tell you their team news in a moment, because there is no surprise in what has happened for Spain, saying that they are group winners. We saw Germany and Switzerland take top two spots in Group A last night. Hungary with their 100th minute winner against Scotland, sealing the 3 points and a possible chance of a knockout place for Hungary. Scotland dumped out once again. History makers was the headline before the game. Well, they're heading back on the plane to Scotland tonight because they have been dumped out once again. They could have become the first Scottish side to ever get past the group stages in a European Championships, but that dream is dead. And they could have had a good chance if they'd finished with a draw. It was unlikely a chance, but it was a chance nonetheless for Scotland. But that dream is done. Tonight we're watching Group B, where it is a bit more tentative. Three teams, interestingly enough, two of them we're watching tonight can finish in the top two spots. Croatia and Italy, of course. Italy, not the most confident of sides coming into this one. Not a convincing victory over Albania on match day one, and a defeat, albeit tight and scoreline wise, but certainly not performance wise, against Spain on match day two. Italy can be overtaken by either Albania or Croatia tonight if they fail to win. Albania win against Spain, then it could come very close. We will see tonight. That is how it goes. Italy only need a draw out of tonight's game, because if they draw, they will have a head-to-head better than Albania, and Croatia won't have enough points to catch them. If Albania get anything out of their game, that would mean that they could secure third place if Croatia fail to get anything other than a point out of Italy. It could come down to goal difference, but no one side that knows their certainty, and that is Spain. They will be safe, they will be through, and they have topped the group with a game to spare. Let's have a look at tonight's teams, and we're going to start with the game that we're keeping a close eye on between Albania and Spain. And let's show you the two teams. Then Albania make just the one change from the side that began the 2-2 draw with Croatia. Ivan Baliu replaces Elside Hisai at right back. Brentford's Thomas Strakosha is in goal, and Fulham striker Armando Broja is again amongst the substitutes. So the full team for Albania is as follows: Strakosha, Mitai, Ayeti, Jimsiti, Baliu, Lachi, Ramadani, Aslani, Bayrami, Manai and Asani. For Spain, well, they're already through as Group B winners, and they've made 10 changes from the side that began that 1-0 win over Italy, with former Manchester City defender Aymeric Laporte the only player to remain in the side. David Raya starts in goal, a back four of Jesus Navas, Vivian, Laporte and Grimaldo in defence. Zubimendi and Moreno make up that double pivot in midfield. Olmo, Torres and Ayathabal make up the attacking three, with Yoshlu leading the line. The majority of the talent that started the previous games all on the bench tonight, including Yamal, Morata, Pedri, Williams, Ruiz, Cucurella, Lenormand and Carvajal alongside Unai Simon. Fascinating for Spain there tonight. 10 changes. The side that are comfortably through and have nothing to worry about tonight, but want to give some chances to some of their other players in the squad. To Croatia and Italy, the game that we're watching tonight. Close eye on this one in Leipzig. Danny Makali, the referee. And let's start with Croatia and Zlatko Dalic's side. They continue with Dominik Livakovic with 4 changes in the side. Their keeper not one of them. A back four of Josip Stanisic, Josip Šutalo, Marin Pongracic and Josko Vardiol in the back four. An unchanged midfield three that stayed consistent all through the group stages. Marcelo Brozovic, Mateo Kovacic and Luka Modric the captain in midfield. With a slightly changed front three with Luka Sucic off the left, Mario Pasalic off the right and Andrej Kramaric leading the line for Croatia. On the bench for Croatia, Labrovic, Ivusic, Sosa, Vida, Juranovic, Erlic, Meyer, Perisic, Ivanusic, Pasha, Baturina, Pasalic, the other Pasalic, Budimir and Petkovic. For the Azzurri, Luciano Spalletti's Italy. They continue with Gigi Donnarumma in goal and captains the side. Slightly changed formation tonight. We're expecting a 3-5-2 for Italy. Let's start with their defence. They have Di Lorenzo, Darmian, Bastoni, Calafiori and Di Marco in a back 5/back 3. Jorginho and Nico Barella continue in midfield with Lorenzo Pellegrini the further forward, with a front two of Matteo Retegui and Giacomo Raspadori leading the line for Italy. On the bench for Spalletti's side, Vicario, Merit, Bajorno, Gatti, Mancini, Cambiaso, Bellanova, Cristante, Fagiolo, Feronsciu, Fratesi, Chiesa, Zaccagni, El Shaarawy and Scamacca. Croatia need 3 points. Italy need just the one here in Leipzig. The anthem's underway. Kick-off in both games in Group B on match day 3 are on the way next. Very good evening. Welcome to Euro 2024 Live. The two sets of teams are out. In Dusseldorf between Albania and Spain, Albania know that a point could be a point would be enough to secure third, depending on what happens here. But 3 points would be huge for Albania if Italy fail to beat Croatia. It's a tight chance. It's a slim chance considering how Spain have started the tournament, but those 10 changes for Spain could make the difference. Croatia and Italy, no. Croatia need the 3, Italy need the 1. But they're not going to settle for a draw, Italy, tonight. They're not going to toy with fate. Croatia know that if they're going to get through to the knockouts, they're going to have to put a performance of a lifetime on. They've done it before with this side, but is it one tournament too much? Is it too late for Croatia? 3 points would be absolutely huge for that Croatian golden generation who are, unfortunately, as we expect, coming to an end. Luka Modric, of course, one of the most experienced in the competition, and he's making his 176th international appearance tonight, and it could be his last at an international major tournament. We don't know if he'll feature in the World Cup or if Croatia will get to the World Cup, but if they do, who knows? We could see him there, but it doesn't look likely at the moment. 38. We've seen Pepe do it for Portugal, so I wouldn't rule it out. Croatia in their white and red home strip, and Italy in all blue tonight. The Azzurri would love a good result tonight. Give them a bit of confidence if they do progress. They know that they will face Switzerland if they finish runners-up tonight. Italy in the round of 16. That could be the case for either of the 3 teams that we're keeping an eye on tonight. They're also getting underway in Dusseldorf between Albania and Spain. They've just got underway there, so they're slightly ahead of us here in Leipzig. As they count down to kick off, this could be the countdown to Croatia's tournament coming to a close unless they beat the Azzurri in Leipzig. That is what it takes. That is what it's going to take for Croatia tonight to avoid a dumping out of this competition. That would be a shock, considering the fact that Albania were the side that were cast adrift when the predictions for this group was done, that Spain, Italy and Croatia would go through, but in what order was the uncertainty. But it doesn't seem to be that. Let's see how they start here, Croatia. They went 3-0 down against Spain and couldn't conjure up any sort of outcome out of that. They were pretty much in shock at half-time against Spain, and then against Albania they were given a real devastating end. They thought they were getting 3 points against Albania, and it snatched away from them late on with that late equaliser from Jesula to give Albania their first point of the competition. So Croatia have left it till late to try and rescue their tournament hopes. But it's never too late when you have a chance. There's always a bit of hope. There's always a bit of belief. And we'll see how they do. As I said, they're underway in Dusseldorf between Albania and Spain at the moment, so we'll keep a very close eye on that one. Anything changes, we'll update on the live table. This is how the table looked before kickoff. We will switch to the live table very shortly when we have something to show you, but at the moment, that is the way it stands before kickoff. If both games end in a draw, that will be the way it will conclude tonight. With Spain top, Italy second, Albania third and Croatia fourth. But a long way to go here this evening, and nothing can be written as gospel other than that Spain are going to win the group, because they've already topped the group. Even if Italy win tonight and Spain lose, Spain will have the better head-to-head, so therefore win the group. As interestingly about Croatia coming into this one, this is the back four that started the first game against Spain. Stanisic, Šutalo, Pongracic and Vardiol. What they tried against Albania on match day 2 was bring Vardiol more as a left centre-back and have Perisic as left-back pushing forward down the left-hand side. They've gone away from that. They've reverted back to type from the first game. And it's interesting to see what sort of difference that's going to make, because Croatia had very good chances against Spain but couldn't score in the first one with this format, and got 2 goals against Albania last time out. So it'll be interesting to see what way they balance it. Of course, difference in opposition, obviously, Spain and Albania, and we'll see tonight what the difference is between the two. Spain's second string side and Albania's main side. Well, Croatia have had the majority of the early possession. Here is Šutalo. Across to Marin Pongracic. Eroding forward, out wide it goes to Stanisic. Lifts the ball forward. They're running behind, incoming, but well marshalled back there. It was Kramaric that made the run in behind, and it was well covered over by Bastoni. Well, despite Italy conceding a hatful of chances against Spain, they couldn't find the finish, Spain, on those occasions. And of course, I mentioned it on the night, Donnarumma made 8 saves on the night, so their keeper really saved them face in that one for Italy on match day 2. But he might not have the game of his life tonight, and Croatia have a lot of quality. As the shot from distance, and there's the first one for Donnarumma to make the save on. Gets out and makes a really good save to his right, but that is some threat from distance. Chops inside, and the left-footed strike was curling towards goal from Luka Sucic. A really good dive by Donnarumma. Just as I'm talking about how he's going to need to make saves tonight, well, there's one of them. And Croatia, who started slightly the better of the two teams, have had more of the ball, have had their first chance, and Luka Modric will take this corner, left-hand side. Modric to lift it in from posts. Cleared away. Will be a Croatia throw on the left-hand side. And Vardiol will take this throw. Kovacic. Modric tried to flick it behind him and pipped away that time by Raspadori. Spain try and come forward as they flick it out to the left-hand side. One for DeMarco to chase, but well battled there with Stanisic, but Italy will get the throw. Stanisic came across, denied DeMarco the run, but Italy will still get the ball from the throw-in. Strong defending by Josip Stanisic there. Di Lorenzo, who had a torrid night against Spain in the first half at least. Di Lorenzo coming up against Nico Williams that night. It's got him a lot of interest across Europe, Nico Williams, in the last few days since that performance against Italy. Šutalo for Croatia now. Modric off the right hand side. Out it goes to Stanisic. Sucic back to Šutalo. And now Pongracic back across to Šutalo. Well, Croatia certainly dominating the early possession. Again, that ball through the middle there from Brozovic will find its way through to Bastoni, but certainly Croatia looking the brighter of the two teams so far. Here's Jorginho though for Italy. Calafiori, whose own goal against Spain was the only goal of the game. I've had quite a lot of own goals this tournament so far. 6 if I'm not mistaken. That's a lovely turn and pass, and here's Jorginho in space, and the break down the right for Di Lorenzo. He's got bodies running into the box. Di Lorenzo tries to thread it across, but well seen out by Pongracic to put it behind for the corner. The threat in there was Pellegrini was sliding in. Di Lorenzo will get the throw in. Take it quickly. Pellegrini back to Di Lorenzo. Now Barella. Italy, their first real break forward, and intricate football through the middle, and the space for Di Lorenzo. Acres on the right hand side. That's where Italy will look to exploit the Croatian defence. An Italy side that, as we said, have changed system tonight. That's nice work from Jorginho between the lines, and Calafiori finds himself in an attacking area, but his cutback is easily mopped up by Luka Modric. His body's all over the floor there. Croatia will keep possession. Modric, really strong again from Croatia. Stanisic. It's a good battle so far. 8 minutes gone in Leipzig. Croatia 0, Italy 0. Croatia have certainly had the better of the early moments and dominated the early possession, over 80% of the ball. Italy with minimal amount of possession, but still quite a lot of control. Maybe that's the idea tonight. They did allow Spain a lot of possession against them, Italy, on match day 2, and that was the interesting factor, that Spain actually had less possession against Croatia than they did against Italy, and that was clearly a tactic from Italy to allow Spain to control possession and hit them on the break. Here's Kramaric off the left for Croatia. Now Vardiol. Back to Pongracic. Squared across to Modric. Brozovic. Back it comes to Šutalo. We'll just keep an eye for the moment on the Albania-Spain game at the moment. There's just been a foul there. Zubimendi committing a foul on Aslani. So far in that one, it is Albania that have had 1 or 2 early attempts, but Spain dominating the possession, over 60% of the ball for La Roja, who actually aren't playing in red tonight. Of course, Albania in red and black. Spain in a kind of a pastel yellow tonight, like that sandy colour. Nice work from Pongracic. Carries the ball forward here for Croatia. Modric now. Certainly a lot deeper than usual as he carries the ball down the right flank. Stanisic back to Sucic. Now Stanisic again. Comes all the way back, and Italy trying to apply pressure there with Raspadori, but easily find its way back to Livakovic, the Croatian keeper. Well, there's been little between these sides in their previous 9 meetings. The last 3 have all finished 1-1, so that would be a scoreline that would suit Italy tonight. A draw. As Jorginho, nice work out to the left-hand side, finds Federico Di Marco. He's got bodies running forward. The early cross, and the diving header from Pellegrini is well off target there. Not a worry for Livakovic. Really good play by Jorginho, pulling the strings at the moment for Italy when they come forward. And Di Marco again, those wide kind of wing backs offering the width for Italy at the moment and going for those early crosses into the box. That one was a bit too off target, that from Pellegrini. Dived towards it, but didn't make anything of the chance, and ends up coming to nothing. Well, most recently the sides drew in Milan and split in Euro 2016 qualifying. Ivan Perisic's 15th minute equaliser at San Siro in November 2014 earned the visitors Croatia a point after Antonio Candreva had put Antonio Conte's Italy in front 4 minutes beforehand. Spain had a good chance there. Merino, I believe. We'll get to that in a moment as Kovacic wins it high for Croatia. Brozovic now finds Vardiol, who breaks into space. Spain had another good chance there. Oyathabal, I believe. Really good cross. Here's Kramaric for Croatia. Driving into the box. Kramaric, and there's bodies in there, but Calafiori got a clear. Just trying to see, it's Kramaric just skips past this man in the midfield and looks to slide it across. It was Pasalic that was at the back post for Croatia. But Calafiori was there to clear it away, and I think Donnarumma would have caught the ball anyway if it had got past the Italian centre-back. Here's Pongracic. Certainly a very threatening start for Croatia, but Italy with those early crosses from the wide areas could be a threat. Speaking of threats, we have a goal in Dusseldorf, and that's a lovely goal, and it's Spain that take the lead. The team that have already secured safety, secured top spot, secured a knockout place, have given themselves the lead, and it's Ferran Torres with the goal after just 13 minutes. Has La Roja in front. So Torres, set up by Dani Olmo, has given Spain the lead, and they look pretty ruthless at the moment. Spain could end on 9 points from a possible 9 in their group, and they're going well on that so far. 13 gone. Spain lead by a goal to nil. Here's Di Lorenzo for Italy. His cross blocked by Vardiol, behind for an Italian corner. Again, that early cross from Di Lorenzo. Certainly not targeting those deep cutbacks from the byline. Those early whipped crosses into the box are what Italy feel they'll get their threat from, and they'll have a corner here. So let's just show you the live table then, if I can get it up, and just show you what's happening. At the moment, it would be huge in terms of Croatia's chances to go through, because it would mean Albania would finish bottom of the group with Spain winning, and Croatia and Italy both drawing at the moment would see Croatia jump up to third, but 2 points may not be enough to secure a best third place. DeMarco's corner, cleared away by Schutolo. As Pellegrini gets done by Luka Modric, the two number 10s combining, and here's Modric, just beaten for pace there by Nico Barella on the cover for Italy, but Modric took on a pacey player in Pellegrini, used his skill to skip past him, and almost found his way through there, the Croatian captain. Wasn't the best at corners initially from Federico Di Marco. The ball over the top, and Italy on the attack again. Raspadori this time, trying to shove Schutolo off the ball, but Schutolo, really good footwork, catching the ball back and giving it back to his keeper, Livakovic. Vardiol through the lines. There's space here for Pongracic to break forward. Really good chance. A really good start from Croatia, I have to say. Very promising. So, while I can get the table back up, we have a bit of calmness in possession here in Leipzig. As I mentioned then, Spain, top of the group. 9 points they would be on at the moment. They haven't conceded a goal yet, Spain. Italy would be second, secured with this draw as it stands on 4 points. Croatia would take third spot ahead of Albania on 2 points, and Albania just on the singular 1 point would see them eliminated from the competition. But if Albania were to lose and Croatia were to lose, Italy would stay in second, but it would mean Albania would finish in third. But that all depends on goal difference, of course, which would be the discerning factor there. As Croatia win it high up here, have a chance in the box. Here's Pasalic. Has to go back wide though. Stanisic will deliver. Take a slight deflection, but the deflection actually helps out Donnarumma in gathering the ball. But again, good pressure from Croatia in the final third, winning the ball back from Italy, getting their numbers up forward, pressing Italy into their own defensive third and trying to use that overload to find a shot, find a space, find a gap to get a shot on the ball and a chance to score. Because it's not that Croatia have lacked chances and creating chances so far. As I said, against Spain in that first match, yes, they lost 3-0. But ultimately, Croatia actually had more shots on the day than Spain. They had 16 shots, Spain's 11. They had 3 big chances in the game, Croatia, and actually had the bigger XG in terms of chances. So on the balance of things, Croatia actually should have won that game, but the lack of clinical edge let them down in the first match against Spain, and Spain had that in abundance. Then against Albania, they had 22 shots, 5 big chances, 2.69 XG, and they were a lot more clinical that time round. With Kramaric and Jesula's own goal gave them the 2 goals, Croatia. But I think if they do get through, I think they will grow into this tournament, and their forwards and their finishing ability will improve. They're creating good chances, just not finishing them off at the moment. And that's not the worrying factor, it's the fact that if they weren't creating chances, that would be the worry. But they are, so there's no worry on that front. As Brozovic went into a challenge there, hooked it forward. Calafiori will pick it back up for Italy there. That'll be the point about Croatia so far. Everything up until the final third has been very nice, very good, very solid and strong. Like Croatia, like the Croatia we've known over the last 10 years or so in European competition. There's a player down here for Italy, and Brozovic is going to be penalised for something here. Yeah. Oh. Brozovic actually complaining about something. It was Matteo Retegui. Just had a challenge with Pongracic, and Pongracic kind of hooked his arm round the head of Retegui. I don't condone any sort of that sort of behaviour. We're just seeing Suchic's earlier effort that caused Donnarumma to make that big save. It's a good save. That was a good shot as well from Luka Sucic. That's the best chance of the game so far. But Italy will have a free kick high up here after that collision between Matteo Retegui and Marin Pongracic. Ends up giving Italy the advantage in the free kick, rightfully so. Jorginho went short on that free kick and went backwards with it. This is interesting. Darmian, also one of those changes coming in for Italy tonight in that switch up of defence. Ball popped forward by Bastoni. Flicked in the air by Pongracic and cleared away by Vardiol. Back it will come though for Darmian to Jorginho. Barella. Back to Darmian. 20 minutes gone in Leipzig. It is Croatia 0, Italy 0. And it's 1-0 to Spain in Dusseldorf. Ferran Torres the goal scorer. As Italy come forward. Pellegrini. Back it comes. Jorginho. Still bodies forward here for Italy. They can swing it in here. The cross comes in. Flicked on and flicked wide by Retegui. Good early cross again from Italy from the left-hand side and fizzed to the back post. And Vardiol was up there with Retegui, but Retegui just got higher than the Croatian defender and got a clean header on the ball, just not heading it towards goal. Good effort from Italy there. Again, another piece of evidence as to the fact that those early crosses are a threat for Italy. With the likes of a Raspadori, of a Retegui in the box that can get on the end of them. They do have a corner here as well, so took a slight deflection off Vardiol, so it will be a corner to Italy. Height in the box. DeMarco and Pellegrini, the two to take this corner. Looks to be a short option, I'm guessing. Although they might try and confuse us. DeMarco leaves it. Pellegrini will deliver. Right-footed. Cleared away at the front post. Back it comes to DeMarco, who will take it down. Square it across now to Barella. And the corner easily cleared at the front post. That lovely ball in behind. Pellegrini's cross. Taken down in the box, and Retegui's shot will take another deflection, but it will be another corner. That was really good. Recycling of the ball over the top. The run made by Pellegrini down the right-hand side, and then they hoof ball into the middle for Retegui to get on the end of. Takes it down really nicely. And then a really strong block in there by one of the Croatian defenders. Puts it behind for the corner, but good at sustaining the pressure there from Italy and trying to get the most of the overload of bodies they had in and around the box there. And they'll go for a corner. Similar technique from the opposing side. Left-hand side this time. Pellegrini and DeMarco over it again. Pellegrini will leave it. DeMarco will take it short. Pellegrini cuts it back. Cross comes in, but that's far too high in there, and that comes to nothing. That cross from Raspadori. Oh, well over hits. Goal kick to Croatia. Italy again, Spain were again coming forward there as I just glanced over. Well, the first in the current sequence of the three most recent draws between the sides, that came in the Stadion Miejski in Poznan on match day 2 of Euro 2012. Andrea Pirlo put an Italy team coached by Cesar Prandelli in front after 39 minutes. Mandzukic levelled for Slaven Bilic's Croatia with 18 minutes left to play. And funnily enough, Luka Modric alongside Ivan Perisic, who's on the bench tonight, were both in that Croatian team in that game 12 years ago. A foul there by Luka Sucic will get him the first yellow card of the night. Yeah, it's just a late challenge on Pellegrini there by Sucic. Of course, we've seen a couple of suspensions for yellow cards. We saw Rodri, who's not in the Spain side. I wasn't expecting him to be in the Spain side tonight, even if he didn't get yellow carded, but he's not in the side tonight, not involved in the whole setup, as he's suspended for yellow card accumulation. That is the case tonight for Riccardo Calafiori and Gigi Donnarumma. If either of them get a yellow card, they will miss a possible round of 16 tie, which for Italy could be crucial. If Donnarumma is the one that does get a yellow, they'll not want to miss him for a round of 16 tie. Once it gets knockout levels, penalties could come into question. Here comes Pasalic. His pass easily cut out there at the back by Bastoni. Jorginho picks it up in midfield for Italy now. Jorginho to Nico Barella. Calafiori now. DeMarco. Back it comes to Calafiori. Italy have sort of wrestled back a bit The dominance of Croatian possession in the early moments. Starting to pass it around the midfield a bit more. Jorginho, out wide it goes to Di Lorenzo. Back in field to Jorginho, seems to be the safe option for Italy at the moment. He's able to ping passes out. There he goes again, out to DiMarco this time. Plays it up the line, trying to find Pellegrini, but well closed down in there. Although it's given away in midfield. And a nice ball in behind is Retegui across. And took a slight deflection off Šutalo, I think it was in there, or Pongracic, and easily into the hands of Livakovic. Again, it's trying to play it from the back there, Croatia, through the middle, and too much for Modric to get on the end of. First time ball played in behind. Retegui tried to square it across, but took a deflection and ended up out for a corner. So Livakovic couldn't recover that ball. Another corner for Italy. DiMarco to take. Left-footed delivery into the box. Away the first time. Recycled around the corner. Here's Barella to chip it to the back post. And a header by Bastoni. Was on target, but fantastic save by Livakovic to deny him. Really good from Italy again. We saw them threaten from the second phase of a corner a bit earlier on. Again, it was the case. Whipped in this time. Headed away by Croatia. Edge of the box. They kept the pressure on with Jorginho. Squared it across to Barella. And the whip ball to the back post by Barella. Onto the head of Bastoni. And saved over the top by Livakovic for another corner. Whipped in again. Away at the front post by Brozovic. As they get it back into the box, Italy, but Croatia again clear it away, and Kramaric trying to get them up the pitch, and will get the free kick there, Kramaric, as he was fouled by Alessandro Bastoni. So free kick to Croatia. Referee this evening, Danny Makely, from the Netherlands. This is his 6th European Championships game as a referee. He's refereed 5 previous games in the UEFA Nations League, and he's refereed 9 games in the European Championship qualifiers, but has over 297 games as an Eredivisie referee in the Netherlands. Here's Kovacic to Modric. You don't want to see the end of Luka Modric. I mean, he's an absolute maestro in midfield. You don't want to see his passing. Even when they lost to Spain, he was still pinging passes about. It wasn't that they weren't on the level that day, Croatia. They did look threatening, and they were playing really good football. As I said, it's just the finishing let them down, and Luka Modric can't help that. There's not much he can really do about that. He can set them up, but he can't do the business at the other end as well. That's good work from Kovacic to break onto the pass of Vardiol there, but the ball through the middle. Bastoni had it covered. Bit of head tennis there between Vardiol and Modric. Vardiol will go back to Livakovic again. "29 minutes gone here in Leipzig. It's Croatia 0, Italy 0, which, as it stands, would be a scoreline that would suit Italy, which would mean, as it stands, Italy would take second spot. But a draw would also, as it stands, help Croatia to take third spot, but 2 points unlikely to get them that third place qualification as one of the best thirds. At the moment, it would not be enough. The only way it would be enough is if Slovenia lose to England, and they would have a worse off goal difference. But 2 points at the moment would not be enough for Croatia to take that spot. That's why they need 3 tonight. Kramaric, Stanisic, Modric. Good passing again from Croatia. Modric down the line to Stanisic, back to Modric, and now back to Sucic. Strong passing once again from the Croatians. Vardiol, nice touch in field, finds the ball to Kramaric. Back to Vardiol, much more central. Out to the right it comes. Sucic, now Modric, across it goes. The save by Donnarumma back into the middle, but hoofed away by the Italian defence to clear their lines. But Croatia certainly threatening again. Here they come again. Modric, out wide it goes to Kramaric, who will step in field, not enough space to take the shot. Back out to the right to Modric. We'll try and go for the low one that time. Hits DeMarco out for the throw-in. Again, much better from Croatia, starting to up the tempo in the final third. This comes all the way back to Pungracic. Right to Josko Vardiol. They look a lot more comfortable in this system, Croatia. A lot more comfortable with their passing. This setup. Here's Pasalic. Again, tried to play it through, but closed down well. Di Lorenzo will pick it up for Italy. Not had much in the game so far, Pasalic. Probably been the least involved of any of the Croatian players so far. Really good play down the right-hand side. It was Stanisic found the path of Modric. Modric with a really good cross into the box, and Donnarumma dived to parry it away, and then the flick away. I think it was Bastoni that got the clearance, but Italy holding on there. 32 minutes gone in Dusseldorf between Albania and Spain, and it is still Spain who lead by that 1-0. Ferran Torres' goal is the difference. That would see Spain on a 100% record heading into the round of 16. Spain, of course, already know that they've got their spot in the round of 16 secured. I'll tell you about that now. They know they've got top of the group, and then we'll face third place in either Group A, D, E or F on the 30th of June, which is Sunday. So Spain will be back in action in 6 days' time in their round of 16 tie. We don't know who against yet. We'll have to wait until at least Wednesday or Thursday to figure that one out. Here comes Modric for Croatia as they win the ball back. Down the right it comes to Stanisic. High and up the cross. They'll go the second time, and up in the air it goes from Darmian. DeMarco can't clear it, but Pellegrini's back to try and help. But Croatia do keep the ball as Brozovic battling and actually lose the possession there, as took too much time on the ball there. Marcelo Brozovic, and Italy with a good press win the throw-in. And as we saw against Spain, Luciano Spalletti again instructing his side of what to do. One of the highest rated coaches on the international stage, Luciano Spalletti, for his depth of tactical knowledge and the insane kind of quality that he brings in his sides in terms of attacking football. How intricate and how kind of specific he is. It's really magical to watch a tactician such as Spalletti in action. And some will have questioned why they've gone to a back three or a so-called back five out of possession, Italy, but clearly they must feel they're getting an advantage out of it. Here comes Barella, who scored the ultimate winner against Albania on match day one. Did come after just 16 minutes, but was the eventual winner for Italy that night. Di Lorenzo trying to give the 1-2 with Raspadori there, but seen out there by Josko Vardiol. He just smiles there, Vardiol, as he doesn't believe that was a foul. As I said, the runner-up of this group already will know their opponents tonight. It will be Switzerland. Whoever finishes in second, that still can be Albania, Croatia or Italy. It could be any of the three that will face Switzerland. A possible third place side would face either the winner of Group E or Portugal. So certainly not an easy round of 16 tie for any side that comes third. Here's Di Lorenzo. Flick it forward, but again easily closed down as Vardiol's Had his pocket picked there by Jorginho. He tried to spread it wide. DeMarco will gather it. But Sucic was caught in no man's land there. Here's Calafiore. Through the lines. Nice work. Here's Pellegrini, who will shoot. And again, that spliced effort there from Pellegrini. Down into the hands of Dominic Livakovic. Again, nice in between the lines there from Italy. Good work from Calafiore. He's breaking forward, not afraid to break forward. Riccardo Calafiore, and found himself in the final third quite a few times in the game. Played it well to Pellegrini, who used his footwork to manoeuvre around the defence and get the shot off. Nice idea from Lorenzo Pellegrini there. Couldn't find the finish in the end. Ultimately it was on target, but simple enough catch for Livakovic, the Croatian goalkeeper. 9 minutes of the first half to go here in Leipzig. Still goalless at the moment, which is at least not a preferred scoreline, but a scoreline that will certainly secure them second spot at the moment. No matter what happens elsewhere. Is Pasalic there against Barella, wins the corner. Broke down the left-hand side. We've not seen much of Mario Pasalic so far, but that was a good contribution. And Barella had to stretch his right leg out there to deny that cross from finding anybody in the box, and it will go out for a corner. Modric over it again, of course. Sucic closely following. Modric will play it short. Nice Sucic, back to Modric, trying to work the angle here as Modric curls it to the back post, but too much whip on that one, and Pasalic was the target, but well marshalled by DeMarco at the back post. Sees it out for a goal kick. And nothing like that whip ball earlier from Barella onto the head of Bastoni. We saw a really good chance last night in one of our games, and that was another really good chance from Bastoni that could have been a massive goal. But a really good save by Livakovic to deny him. Barella trying to find the run of Retegui in behind, as that was well marshalled by Pongracic, who had the defending covered there. Kovacic. Well, listen to this. Italy first met a Croatian national team in a friendly game in Genoa in April 1942, which they won 4-0. That's the Azzurri's only success in this fixture. 1942. 78 years ago. Is that right? 82 years ago. Sorry. Got my maths wrong there. 82 years ago. Here's Kramaric. Modric. Not even Modric was alive then, or playing then. Here's Stanisic. Brozovic looking to lift it in behind, but Calafiore there to block. DeMarco, Calafiore. Nice triangle pass. Calafiore with a lovely ball in through the middle. Jorginho comes out to the right hand side. Di Lorenzo won the header. This keeps the battle on against Vardiol, but the pace of the Manchester City defender to head it back to his keeper. Looked comfortable and cool there, did Josko Vardiol, who did look a bit uncomfortable playing the out-and-out centre-back against Spain. Or not Spain, sorry, Albania. Didn't look as comfortable in that role. He wanted to break forward. You can see that he wants to get forward. He wants to impact the play at the other end of the pitch. And through a full-back role, he is much more freedom to do so. A ball in behind to try and find Pellegrini again, but Stanisic got the better of that one and will be out off Pellegrini for a Croatian throw-in. Really strong by Josip Stanisic there in his own half. Defended that well. Just gonna give you a stats update from the other game between Albania and Spain. So far, Albania still without a shot, still without any big chances in the game and with less possession as well. Spain controlling the game, even with their second string side. They look well in control. 8 shots, 2 on target for Spain, but Albania still to get one. And Torres' goal is the only goal of the game, the only goal of the night so far. Modric. Stanisic has to go back to Šutalo. Pongracic. Through the line to Kovacic. Back again to Vardiol. He holds off his man well and tries to play that ball forward again, trying to find Kramaric, but well closed down by Bastoni, and DeMarco goes back to Donnarumma. Well, a changed forward line for Italy tonight. Matteo Retegui and Giacomo Raspadori, of course. I'm going to talk about Retegui first. Interestingly, 25-year-old Italian at Genoa at the moment. Had an injury disrupted season during the league. A long spell out between October and December, a little spell towards the end of December, and then a few weeks out at the start of April. So an injury-ravaged season for Retegui, but joined Genoa in July of last year for £10.4 million from Boca Juniors. He was on loan to Tigre from February 2022, but of course the Argentinian born and had playing his football in Argentina up until last year. Of course, at Genoa, scored 7 goals and got 2 assists in his 29 appearances last season, Matteo Retegui. And for Italy, not a bad return either. Having scored 4 goals from his 8 previous appearances. So certainly very clinical for his national side, and actually one of those goals was against England for Italy there. So certainly got the quality to finish off his chances. Well, one thing for Italy is this squad aren't filled with goals. Our highest scorer, Italy, for international goals has 9, and that's Nicolo Barella, who's got 9 goals in 53 appearances for midfield. The highest scoring forward for Italy is the joint highest scoring forward. That's Federico Chiesa with 7, alongside Stefan Al-Sharawi with 7 as well. So they're certainly not graced with kind of massive goal scorers, as like a lot of other nations have. Italy, but a different approach from Spalletti, of course, for this tournament. All the talk about what Italy were previously, coming into this tournament, winning at Euro 2020. It was all about strong defence and breaking and heading on the counter-attack with pace, but it was all about solidifying the game, getting the clean sheet first and worrying about winning the game up the other end and scoring a goal second. That was the approach from Italy previous years, previous tournaments that won them this competition in 2020. I said it before, Donnarumma was player of the tournament at Euro 2020 because of how important he was to Italy's defensive structure at that time. And of course Donnarumma made some very big saves at such a young age as well, at just 22, young for a goalkeeper. He actually becomes the fastest goalkeeper to get double figures appearances at a European Championships tonight. It's his 10th European Championship appearance. He started all 7 of Italy's games en route to the final last time round, and he started all 3 so far in this tournament. So he does become the youngest player to get 10 European Championship appearances in goal. As we hit the 45-minute mark. We're into added time as well between Albania and Spain. We have just the one added minute here in Leipzig. Pasalic, ball into the box, just curling away from Brozovic, who made the late run in there for Italy, but didn't end up working out. There is also just the one added minute in the game between Spain and Albania, and it looks like La Roja will have the half-time lead. At the moment, it looks like here it's not going to be a definitive leader at half-time, and it's going to be another second-half shootout. We didn't get a goal to the 100th minute last night in our feature game, and it looks like the second half will be the target for these two. Half time in Leipzig, and it is Croatia 0, Italy 0. A first half where Croatia started the better of the two teams. Italy grew into the game and got more control on the ball. They actually probably created the better of the chances of the game. Bastoni's header, nicely saved by Livakovic. Sucic for Croatia had the earliest chance of the game, but so far neither side have been able to find the net in the first half. And half-time in Leipzig, it is Croatia 0, Italy 0. Half-time analysis on the way next. Bodies in the box, McTominay's in! Takes a deflection! Scotland take the lead! Scott McTominay, their top scorer in qualifying for the Euros, is their opening scorer at the Euros. Scott McTominay's deflected effort gives the Tartan Army the lead. Scotland leading Cologne. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live. Half-time between both games in Group B, and at the moment, we'll show you the live table in a moment, but it is Spain who lead Albania by a goal to nil. Ferran Torres the scorer, and it is 0-0 in our feature game between Croatia and Italy in Leipzig at the moment. A draw would be enough for Italy to progress. So, and they would be in second, of course. That's the highest they can finish, with Spain already confirmed group winners, and they would even extend that advantage at the top with their current lead against Albania. Right, so let's talk about the first half in both of these games then, and let's just really deep dive into it. We'll start with the game here that we've been watching very closely in the first half between Croatia and Italy. It's been one of those ones where it's probably been old style from these two. What we've seen from Croatia so far in previous tournaments and previous big international games where they need something, they've held themselves in the game for the majority of the time. But in a way, it didn't start like that for Croatia. They actually started the better side. They controlled the possession. They started off really, really well against Italy. They took a while to get out Italy, to try and get settled into the game. Croatia started much the better of the two sides and actually had the best chance of the first 10-15 minutes with Luka Sucic's effort saved by Donnarumma within like 5 minutes or so. of that first half, and they really started well, Croatia, and I was disappointed ultimately. It was in the 5th minute, that shot from Sucic. Really disappointed as to how they kind of fell away in the first half. I think they had control, they had dominance, they were really starting to threaten Italy, and that back five seemed to really struggle to get to grips with how they wanted to defend in the half spaces, in those areas where they did find slight gaps, where Kramaric made those runs, Sucic and Pasalic made those runs in the first half. Italy did get to grips with that, and Croatia then really struggled to keep control of the game. They kind of dropped off a bit, kind of didn't have that commanding presence in midfield that they initially did, and Italy started to come back into the game and actually created some good chances in that first half, Italy, but disappointed as to how Croatia started to how they've ended the half. They would be, happy overall that it's still 0-0, that they don't find themselves behind, because that would be a really difficult situation. It's still only one goal decides the result at the moment, which is probably what Croatia want, because I don't think they will expect to score probably more than one goal against a very sitting, strong Italy side that will play a back five out of possession and a back three in possession, and so far we've seen glimpses of that. When Italy have got on the ball, they've looked very solid. That back three has looked really, really strong. The likes of Calafiori, Bastoni and Darmian haven't looked under any sort of threat when they've played in that three so far, with DiMarco and Di Lorenzo either side, bombing forward, giving Italy that width down the field and linking up well with their respective wide players in the final third so far. And that's where Italy have found their most joy, wide areas, kind of dragging Croatia out, spreading the pitch, making it a lot bigger of a pitch, and finding those spaces in moments with Jorginho having space and time on the ball to find passes, feed players, and get Italy in good positions. We've seen multiple different early crosses. I mentioned it very early in that half. Well, that was the target from Italy. Early crosses into the box, not cutting back from the edge, from the byline or anything like that, or trying to work it into the box. It was early crosses where they were having the threat. Calafiori was getting wide, whipping crosses in. DiMarco had one or two. Di Lorenzo down the other end as well. But it was Barella's cross that actually created the best chance for Italy. Barella, from the second phase of the corner, came back out, squared across by Jorginho. Barella, nice whip ball to the back post, and Bastoni got up there ahead of anyone else. It was a free header for Bastoni, but well saved by Livakovic. But ultimately, in the end, that's where Italy were finding their joy. Early crosses into the box, and Croatia really, at times, struggled to deal with those crosses. They've got height in there with the likes of Pongracic, Šutalo as well. Those two centre-backs, very tall, very strong, commanding centre-backs for Croatia, but at times they struggled to deal with the quality that Italy had from those early crosses in moments, and that's why I think Italy have probably edged the first half. Despite it being 0-0, neither side finding the net, Italy probably edged it in terms of how many good chances they created. Despite Croatia having more possession of the ball and more control of the ball, it's actually Italy that have looked more threatening. And that more old-style feel for Italy. I've talked about how Spalletti wanted to change the idea of how Italy would play football at international tournaments and go for a more attacking approach, as he did with Napoli at club level. And that has been the case in the previous two games. I mean, they weren't allowed the chance against Spain, and they were very attacking against Albania. Probably unfortunate not to score more goals against Albania. But in the end, tonight, they've shown a different approach, and they've actually still looked pretty comfortable in finding the ball into the final third in that first half, Italy. And the fact that they've sat back a bit deeper, they've obviously went to that back five, changed their system, and it's kind of stifled Croatia out of the game. They've got a bit of control themselves towards the end of that half, and looked the more comfortable Italy. So at the moment, as I said, a draw is enough for them, and maybe that's what they're playing for at the moment. That seems to be the idea, with a half effort of going for early crosses to try and find a good effort on goal. But so far, an even game, but I'd say Italy slightly edged it in that first half. Not by much, but by those early crosses are still a very decent threat for Italy. Just seeing highlights of the Spain game from the first half, just seeing that A goal from Ferran Torres. Really nice move forward, and he just had the shot off the inside of the left post. But really good play from Spain. They controlled the possession. They controlled the game so far in that first half. Albania with just one shot in that first half. Spain with 9. Remember, Spain made 10 changes for their side tonight. Spain. So even with those 10 changes, they still look pretty strong. The only player that keeps his place from the previous game against Italy was Aymeric Laporte at centre back for Spain, but everyone else was changed, and it doesn't look like it's changing their fluidity, Spain, because they're still creating chances and scoring goals. Right, 5 minutes to go before the second half gets underway. Let's just have a look at the table then and talk through that, and talk through the permutations of what could happen tonight, depending on certain results. At the moment, as it stands, it would be Spain and Italy in the top 2 positions. Anything other than a defeat for Italy would see them in the top 2, and of course Spain already secured as group winners. So Spain already through to the last 16 as group winners. Italy, they will be through as runners up if they avoid defeat against Croatia, which they are at the moment. They will only be eliminated, Italy, if they lose tonight and Albania beats Spain, which on both cases is not happening. Albania have to beat Spain and Italy have to lose to Croatia to not get through and to be eliminated completely, bottom of the group. Albania can clinch second spot. They started the night third before they went behind, and Croatia are getting that draw at the moment. Albania can clinch second place if they beat Spain, and of course, as I said, Croatia beat Italy. Although it could come down to goal difference if that is the case, because if Croatia's margin of victory is 2 goals greater than Albania's, if they both win, then Croatia would jump above their Group B rivals. So Albania, if they do win against Spain, would need to hope that Croatia's margin of victory against Italy is no more than a goal or 2. Croatia, they will finish second if they beat Italy and Albania do not beat Spain. So if Croatia beat Italy tonight, which is still very plausible, they can get a goal here tonight, win 1-0 Croatia, and with Spain beating Albania, they would finish second, Croatia. That is the case. Anybody that finishes third, so that could be Italy, Croatia or Albania, all 3 still possible to finish third. Whoever does, they do have a chance of going through to the round of 16, as we already know, with the 4 best thirds, but we do not know, we will not know for another couple of days, of course, until all the groups are settled and all the ranked third placed teams are decided. You have to be one of the best 4 thirds, so it will be pretty harsh if we finish third and don't end up qualifying, because there will only be 2 out of the 6 that won't qualify finishing third. You don't need to be incredible, you just need to be competent in third place. 2 points at the moment for Croatia would not be enough as it stands. That could change with 4 groups still to be settled, but the likelihood is it will not change as it stands for Croatia. 2 points may not be enough, and more likely won't be enough. Albania, the same for them. If they draw tonight and Croatia lose, Albania will take third, but 2 points may not be enough. So 3 points or more seems to be the benchmark heading into this final match day of where sides need to get if they want third place qualification. Top 2, of course, still very plausible for all 3 other sides other than Spain in the group so far. Right, second half coming up from both Dusseldorf and Leipzig, where it is Spain who lead Albania by 0-0, and it's Croatia 0, Italy 0. Second half's on the way next. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live. Second half's on the way in Group B in just a moment. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks everybody for watching tonight, joining us, and your company is greatly appreciated. Also follow us on socials as well, on Twitter or on X as it's now known, Instagram and TikTok. All the links and handles you need are in the live video description. Right, so second half's to get underway in just a moment or two. The players just re-entering the field, but the poll in the chat at the moment, which we've had quite a number of votes. Keep those votes coming in if you haven't voted already. The question was, before kickoff, which team will join Spain in the top two of this group? 67% predicting Italy will join Spain in the top two, and 16% say Albania. Croatia on 18%. So the battle between Albania and Croatia is very close, but Italy have the clear advantage out in front at the moment. Over 2/3 of the votes are in Italy's favour to join Spain in second at the moment. That would be the case as it stands. Only a Croatia win would change that if Spain continued to win in Dusseldorf. Right, the second half's about to get underway. In both games, the players, all 44 players, are out on the two different pitches, and Italy are going to make a change at half-time. It's going to be Lorenzo Pellegrini that's going to make way for Fratesi. So Fratesi on in midfield for Pellegrini. So a slight change for Italy at half-time. Also a change for Croatia. Mario Pasalic, who, as I said, had very little involvement in that first half, one or two times maybe. He's been replaced by Budimir for Croatia. So Ante Budimir, maybe a more potent threat. He'll probably go through the middle and Kramaric will come off the left, I'm suspecting. Here, so a single change for either side here in Leipzig. Italy will kick from right to left, Croatia from left to right in the second half. There's a bit of a delay as well in Dusseldorf at the moment between Spain and Albania. They haven't got underway just yet, so it looks like we might be ahead of them heading into this one. Just wait and see. Waiting for the second half to get underway. There we are. We're back underway here in Leipzig. Second half off and running. Where Italy know a draw is enough at the moment to see them through. Croatia know only a win would give them a chance here in that one. The second half has just got underway now between Albania and Spain. There was a slight delay there for some reason. I have no idea what that was, but there was a slight delay to that restart there in Dusseldorf. So they're now underway, slightly just behind us, but of course added time could come into question a bit later on to change things on that front. Right, throw in down the left-hand side for Croatia, who have a bit of work to do in this second half. They do need the win. They, at the moment, would only need one goal, obviously, but as I said at half-time, they kind of fell away towards the end of that first half. They started much the better side with a lot of energy, a lot of kind of good control of the game, but they give it back to Italy. They gifted it to Italy towards the end of that half and really stepped off the mark, Croatia. I'll need to see a bit more energy from them in the second half, but so far it's all going to plan for Italy. They're in control and they are getting the scoreline their way at the moment as Raspadori lays it off to Retegui, out wide to DeMarco, back it comes to Calafiori, cross Barella to Jorginho. A good confidence for Spain as well, and just as Vardiol's won the ball high up here for Croatia. I'll get to that point in a moment. Lovely ball by Vardiol, maybe just a bit much for Budimir, but here's his first involvement for the striker. Back it comes to Sucic, and Modric just about keeps the ball in play. Stanisic with a cross right across the box, but there's far too much on that one from Josip Stanisic. A good counter-attack by Croatia. Vardiol just nipping in ahead of Di Lorenzo. Get Croatia on the attack, and it ends up coming to a pretty dim end with that really poor cross by Stanisic. As I was saying about Spain, before that counter-attack came, they will be pretty happy. Give them a lot of confidence, the fact that with their starting 11, their strongest 11, they got victories in both of their opening 2 games. Comfortable victory against Croatia. A bit more difficult in terms of scoreline against Italy, but still comfortable with the chances they were creating. And even tonight, yes, against lesser opposition, but 10 changes, their second string side are still commanding the game, controlling the game, and creating a lot of chances against Albania. So Spain have been probably the most impressive side so far, alongside Germany, I would suspect, at Euro 2024 so far. Modric and Sucic over a free kick here for Croatia on the left-hand side. Modric, right-footed delivery into the box. Calafiori was there to head it away. So it comes right back out to Modric again. Trying to chase it was Vardiol. Does keep it in play, but Di Lorenzo battling back. Modric does well. The spin on the ball. Nice work to Kramaric. Nice Sucic. Back to Kramaric. In and around the box here for Croatia. Still alive for Kramaric. Lifts it across. Too much from Andrej Kramaric there. It was really good work to keep the ball somehow. There's about 3 or 4 Italian players in and around Andrej Kramaric there, and somehow he still got the cross off, but too much pace as DeMarco runs that one out of play. Much better again from Croatia to start the second half. And as I said, they've been Italy's bogey team over the years. I did mention that first half. The last time Italy beat Croatia was the first time they ever met, back in 1942. Which is quite ironic. Crazy that. But that was Italy's only win in their previous 9 meetings. Croatia have won just 3 times, so not much better, but there's been 5 draws out of the 9 previous meetings between these two, so a draw is not an unlikely result tonight. It's more likely than anything else at the moment. And there's been 10 goals apiece between the two in their previous 9 meetings, so certainly not a goal fest. This fixture over the years, there's no surprise that it is 0-0 at this moment in time. Modric to Brozovic. It's actually crazy, the longevity of Luka Modric. I was looking through the stats a bit earlier on his individual career. This is his 5th European Championships for Luka Modric. He's been at 4 World Cups. I mean, that's 9 international tournaments. Some players don't even get to 1, and Luka Modric has had the ability to get to 9. The longevity is unreal, and there's no ruling him out of a possible 10th. The World Cup just 2 years away in the US, and I wouldn't rule Luka Modric out of that one just yet. Here he is. Modric, just that ball. Bit overhit that time to Kramaric, and it will come all the way through to Donnarumma. Well, it's Croatia's 7th Euros appearance overall. That's crazy. Modric has been at 5 of the 7 Euros appearances for Croatia. A 6th in succession. They have featured in every tournament, Croatia, since 2004. From 2004 onwards. Which is crazy longevity. And they've reached the quarterfinals twice on the in their debut in 1996 and most recently in 2008. They lost on penalties to Turkey in a game in which they had taken a 119th minute lead in that one, so crazy ending. As they come forward here, Kramaric in the box. Kramaric will try and measure the shot, blocked by Calafiori. There was real calls of handball there from the Croatian players. The referee's just going to wait for a VAR intervention. He didn't see anything on the field. We'll see it again. Oh, there was a hand in there. I think that might be handball. Fratesi does hit his hand. And I think VAR might have a bit of intervention here. They're checking. I think this could be a penalty. His arm's outstretched and it does hit his hand. I don't think there's much argument for Fratesi to make there. Croatian players were certain of it from the first look, and David Fratesi could be under A bit of trouble here, and Italy could find themselves in trouble early in the second half. The referee is going to go to the screen to review. So VAR have called Danny Macaulay over to the screen to have a look at this, and I don't think he'll have a look for very long. I've looked at it once and on the replay, and it looks pretty definitive to me. The shot there, chopping in field from Kramaric, and it does come off the outstretched hand of Fratesi. There's no argument there. His hand should never be there. And the decision is a penalty. Croatia have a bit of a lifeline in Leipzig. Fratesi's handball from the Kramaric shot has given Croatia a penalty. Didn't see it the first time, but there's no denying it on the replay. Clearly comes off the outstretched hand of Fratesi, and a chance for Croatia to take the lead. Remember, only a win would secure second spot at the moment for Croatia, and they can take a lead early in the second half with their midfield maestro Luka Modric. He scored one and missed one previously in the Euros. Can he find the net here against one of the best goalkeepers on the planet at the moment? Gianluigi Donnarumma, who single-handedly carried Italy to the championship 3 years ago. Luka Modric steps up, and it's saved by Donnarumma. Not the best of penalties, and Donnarumma made the dive and made the save. Single-handedly keeping Italy in the game again. Gianluigi Donnarumma. But Croatia haven't given up yet. Here comes Sucic. And look for the cross. Fizzed into the box. Flicked on. Another save by Donnarumma. And then it's in. On the rebound by Modric. Has his penalty saved. But less than 30 seconds later, he fires it into the roof of the nets. And Croatia do lead in Leipzig. Donnarumma, at the third time of asking, has been beaten. Saved the penalty. Made the save from the first one, but the rebound beats him. And Modric has his goal. That gives Croatia the lead. And could they be leaving Italy, the holders of the Euros, in a perilous position in Group B? Maybe 3 points might not be enough for Italy. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Croatia leading will take second spot at the moment. Donnarumma furious at his team. Made the save from the penalty. Did his job. But their team did not recover. And less than a minute after that penalty save, Donnarumma has made 2 more attempts at saves, but the second one found its way through from Luka Modric. 38-year-old Luka Modric, inevitable on the international stage. And that is sensational from Croatia. Wow. And we're going to show you that table, because it is wonderful reading at the moment for those Croatia fans. Italy started the night in second, and avoiding defeat would secure second for Italy, but will have to come from behind. I mean, honestly, it had to be a strike that hit the roof of the net to beat Donnarumma, because he was making saves galore already tonight. And Italy are going to make another change. They made a change at half-time, bringing Fratesi on, who actually gave away the penalty. And now Chiesa is going to come on, replace DiMarco. So it might go to a back 4 here, Italy, it looks. So switch back to the 4 in defence, and an extra attacker on through Chiesa, who's instantly involved. Cut back into the box, flicked by Jorginho, and Fratesi was in there. It's put behind by Schüttelo for a corner. Italy battling back again. So Spain lead the way. We know they're going to win the group. They've already won the group. 9 points at the moment as it stands. Croatia in second as it stands on 4. Italy on 3. And Albania bottom on 1. As Italy's corner comes in. Away by Livakovic, the Croatian keeper. My goodness me, what a dramatic start to the second half we've seen. Donnarumma has made 3 saves already tonight. One of them a penalty save. I mean, Italy cannot blame their goalkeeper one bit for that. How they allowed Croatia, after the penalty was saved, to get within 30 seconds, have another 2 chances in front of goal is criminal. Darmian. Here is Di Lorenzo. They stayed with the back 5, it looks like, Italy. The back 3, and Bastoni, Calafiori and Di Lorenzo, it looks like it's just dropped into the back 3, and then gone out to the left-hand side, which DeMarco did find the space in. Has gone to Darmian. So Darmian's gone out to left-hand side here. Calafiori, Bastoni and Di Lorenzo back in a 3. Defending at the moment for Italy as Bastoni comes across there, brings it down to Calafiori. Now Darmian, back to Bastoni. A comeback job needed for Italy here tonight. They find themselves a goal behind against Albania and turned it around. They couldn't do the same against Spain though. Went 1-0 down and couldn't turn that one around. Here's Chiesa. Nice work to find Darmian. Back to Federico Chiesa. Thrown into the deep end as Barella giving the ball away. And Kovacic breaking forward. Great tracking back though from Barella, who gave the ball away initially to win it back. And there's challenges flying in everywhere at the moment. And as a yellow card come out here, Italy are going to get the free kick. Jorginho was challenged late there, and it's going to be Luka Modric that's got that yellow card. There's challenges flying in everywhere. Modric, the one penalised for that, with a booking. As we're on the hour mark now in Leipzig. 30 minutes plus additional time to go. And Italy only need a draw to secure safety. And to secure a round of 16 places runners-up. Defeat wouldn't be enough. Defeat would see them in 3rd. Here's Chiesa off the right. Chiesa lifts it into the box, and Fratesi and Retegui were in there, but Pongracic got there first and put it behind for the corner. Nice curling ball by Chiesa into that zone, but well marshalled, well seen by Marin Pongracic, who cleared it behind. As there's bodies up here for this corner for Italy. There's a lot of height in there. 6 of them in there. Ball comes in, Bastoni again. He had one in the first half. He's had one in the second. That one just over the crossbar. Twice tonight that Bastoni's got himself a clean header again. No one's anywhere near him. Bastoni should be taking advantage of those free headers. You don't get many of them, and he's had 2 tonight that he's not converted. Talked about Croatia's lack of a clinical edge previously. Could it be Italy's lack of a clinical edge that's letting them down tonight here in Leipzig? Sucic. The difference is with Croatia at the start of the second half, they started the better of the 2 in the second half. This time they've taken the lead. They've got their goal. That was what was missing from the first half in those early moments. They couldn't get the lead. They couldn't get the goal. And there we are. Di Lorenzo. They're battling back, Italy, though. Chiesa tried to send Vardiol heading back towards his own goal, and Vardiol putting it out for the throw. Stretching back well, the Man City defender, and Chiesa beaten to the ball there. This is going to be an intriguing final 30 minutes here in this one in Group B. Italy need to be proactive, need to be progressive, need to be more attacking if they're going to find a way through this stubborn Croatian team. Despite conceding 5 goals, Croatia don't look hopeless defensively. They're actually defending in a 4-5-1 at the moment. Out of possession. Jorginho. Cross to Bastoni. Out wide the ball goes. And Chiesa tried to get on the end of it, but looks back to Bastoni in disappointment as the ball was well overhit by the Italian centre-back. Spalletti also shouting some instruction. They just don't look as comfortable in this second half at all with that back 5. Bastoni to Calafiori. Back to Bastoni again. Jorginho now. Di Lorenzo back to Bastoni. Italy having the possession with their defenders. Now Bastoni, and that better ball to Chiesa. Takes it down nicely. On the right up against Vardiol. Chiesa with a cross in. Took a deflection. Corner will come. Chiesa, who's come onto the pitch to make an impact, is doing just that at the moment. He's come on to change this game, Chiesa. So far he is. Corner for Italy, right hand side. Right ball in. Out it comes, edge of the box. Here is Chiesa. Round the corner to Darmian. Darmian across, blocked. Back it will come, and it will go out for an Italy throw. Better from the Italians. The Azzurri are fighting. Could their recent struggles, their historical struggles against Croatia, be haunting them again when they need the result at most? It's not coming for them. Here's Chiesa though, breaking to the edge of the box for Frattesi. Tried to go for the extra pass to find Retegui, but well closed down by Croatia. Could have had a shot himself there for Frattesi. Decided not to. Tried to pass it off to Matteo Retegui and ended up having it closed down by Vardiol, I think. Comes to nothing. Still more time to find more of those passes and to make the right decision. 25 minutes to go. And we can talk all night about Italy's successes previously in the Euros and how long they've been in this position and how long they've been in succession at this tournament. They're the holding champions, and it would be a shock if they weren't to get through. We've seen it happen before. Darmian, Calafiori, Jorginho. Out to the right hand side, Di Lorenzo. Infield it comes to Retegui. Back it to Barella. Into the box it comes, flicked on. Here's Darmian. Shot blocked again. This time I think it was Schutolo in there to get the block. Darmian, who's broke out on that left hand side, is finding a few bits of space in the left hand side of the box here. Calafiori. Again, Italy starting to create more chances. Croatia just stepping off a bit again. Di Lorenzo's ball over the top. Defended by Vardiol, and Pongracic in a tough position. Went down, but referee's played on. Here's Frattesi. Pongracic back again. Frattesi will lift it in all the way through. Darmian now across, just too much for Jorginho to get on the end of, but Italy certainly creating more opportunities. Here is Jorginho. Through the lines it comes. Fratesi trying to chip it across. Blocked. That time Pongracic puts it behind for the Italian corner. Much better in the final third from Italy there. But it doesn't work. They come right back at Croatia. In between the lines. Really good work. The Azzurri, a lot of them behind this goal. Those green, white and red flags waving at the moment and hanging draped over the stands. Can they carry them through? Corner on the right hand side. Whipped in again. Bastoni was the closest, but Croatia got it cleared. Barella. Ball again crossed in, flicked on by Di Lorenzo, and the running behind by Fratesi. Well, cleared away by Livakovic. Chiesa comes back, chips it across again, and cleared away once more by Croatia. Persistent attacking from Italy, knocking on the door. Here's Bastoni again. Out wide to Chiesa, who switched out onto this left. Federico Chiesa. Back to Bastoni. Still a lot of bodies forward for Italy. Barella. Square it across to Jorginho. Out wide it goes to Di Lorenzo. Give and go with Fratesi. Back to Barella now. Fratesi. Barella. They all slowly leave the box. And Italy still passing it around. Federico Chiesa now. Off the left. Chops onto his right, chips it across the box again and sent hoofed away there by Schutalo to clear it out for the Italian throw. But certainly a great response from Italy to going behind. They've been much the better side since conceding. And Croatia hanging on at the moment. And they're going to make a change here, Croatia. It's going to be Sucic who's going to make way. And Ivan Perisic is going to come on. Also, Mateo Kovacic is going to make way as well. And he's going to be replaced by Ivanušek. So, Kovacic and Sucic off. Perisic and Ivanušek on. Kovacic coming off. I'm interested to see why that's the case. That Zlatko Dalic is making that change. That midfield three has been a mainstay for Croatia in the first two games, but certainly feels he can get something else out of Ivanušek. Again, try and whip across in Calafiori that time. Here he comes again. Jorginho. Across to Di Lorenzo. Fizzes it forward again. We closed down once more, but Italy back at Croatia. Still controlling the possession, but not got a breakthrough just yet. Calafiori now. Ball forward, and the push in the back of Fratesi will get Italy the free kick off Josko Vardiol, who's certainly not smiling now. Smiling in the first half when he committed a foul. That time it looked a bit more nervy from Vardiol, as they have a much more dangerous free kick to defend now, Croatia. Certainly the dress code in the Italian coaches is interesting indeed. Those little cardigan coats that they have on, with Italia on the back. Interesting. Very Italian, that. It is very Italian, that. So they're having a conversation here. Chiesa, Barella and Raspadori are the three around this free kick. It looks like Raspadori is the one having the most contact with the ball at the moment. Calafiori's also entered the conversation. Italy certainly taking this very seriously. This is a good chance. About 25 yards out. Bit to the right of centre. The Croatian wall set up. The shot will be left by Calafiori, and Raspadori will take, but takes a deflection off the Wall will be a corner. Schutelo, I think, got the connection to it. Yeah, come off the head of Schutelo, right down the middle of the wall. Schutelo didn't jump. Still got the header behind. Raspadori's free kick will lead to Raspadori taking this corner for Italy. The pressure building. Raspadori cross into the right, and Bastoni was up again. Raspadori will have another delivery. Well cleared away once more by Croatia. Barella will put it all the way back to Donnarumma. Probably his first involvement in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Gigi Donnarumma. And there's going to be a free kick here. As he hoofs the ball up the pitch, and the player on the end of it there, Retegui, was just fouled there by Pongracic. Not Pongracic, is it? The yellow card come out anyway from referee Danny McAuley. Don't think the foul was the yellow card. That's why I was a bit confused. Maybe a bit of arguing, maybe? Who knows? Jorginho. Di Lorenzo. Italy piling on the pressure. Yet to find a breakthrough yet. Calafiori. They need one. At the very least, a draw would be enough for the Azzurri. Bastoni. Jorginho held on to that one just about. Barella, who's dropped in to help the defenders, as Di Lorenzo's ball had too much pace on that one. It was Ivanushik that got the yellow card. Yeah, he kicked the ball away. That's why. So Ivanushik also in the book. The third player to be booked tonight, all for Croatia. So piling up the yellow cards, the Croatians at the moment, as is tradition for previous Croatian sides. Well, as we've been focusing on this one, it's still only 1-0 to Spain in Dusseldorf. Of course, Albania need more than just a point if they're going to try and progress here. 2 points is not enough. Italy made another change. Raspadori's made way. Scamacca's just come on for him. So a change up front for Italy. A change of centre forward. Here is Di Lorenzo. Out wide it goes. Chiesa. Back it will come. Jorginho to Di Lorenzo again. Barella. Out wide it goes to Darmian on the left hand side. And the flag is up there against Matteo Darmian. Just stepped offside as that ball came out to him. As I was saying then, Albania 0, Spain 1. At the moment, Albania need to beat Spain to have any chance. If they beat Spain, Albania, they will finish second at the moment. That it would be the case, because Croatia are only beating Italy 1-0, and as I mentioned at half-time, if Albania beat Spain no matter what, Croatia will have to beat Italy by 2 goals or more to overtake Albania on goal difference. So it's still very close. If Albania can get 2 late goals, which doesn't look likely at the moment, but you never know. If they can, it will be Italy that will be crashing out, Croatia will finish third, and Albania would join Spain in the round of 16. But that's a long way away yet from ever happening. I missed those chats a bit early on. The chat on my screen is not working at the moment, which is an issue, which I will hopefully fix. I did miss those chats from a bit earlier on. Patrick, I hope you're still here. Good evening, welcome into the chat. When do the knockouts start? The knockouts start on Saturday in round of 16. First round of 16 game, 5 o'clock on Saturday. Here's Scamacca. Italy know they need a draw. The moment they're losing, only a draw will do. Is that lovely ball forward, slightly on the hit, although they'll pick it up here. Fratesi, flicked through by Retegui, finds Chiesa. Is the flag up? Flag will go up. Was expecting it. Looked like there was a player offside there for Italy. So the offside flag goes up, and that attack comes to a close. It was Fratesi that was the one offside. Raspadori, or Raspadori, who was taken off for there. As I was mentioning that. And we're having a look at Spalletti. Still in deep conversation with one of his assistants there on the sidelines. But this is what we've seen from Croatia previously. This is what they do. They make the game hard. They make it dirty. They do it the kind of use their physicality and their ability to stay in the game and nick a goal. That's how they win. That's how they've done it previously. I mean, literally beating Italy at their own game. Pongracic has just been yellow carded for a foul. The referee got an earful from Marian Pongracic, but I don't think there's any arguing really. That's the 4th Croatian player to be booked. Sucic, Modric, Ivanušek, and now Pongracic. Certainly need to be wary of that. As Skamaka's flick is wayward, will allow Kramaric to get this through in for Croatia. Throw into Croatia here then. And they're going to make a change in a moment. And Meyer is going to come on. Lovro Meyer is going to enter the fray shortly. For Croatia, some fresh legs for Zlatko Dalic's side, which at the moment, as it stands, will be going through second in the group. And will leave Italy's hopes and chances of a place in the knockouts hanging in the balance, depending on what happens elsewhere in the over the next 2 days. They come down the right, just about kept in that time by Brozovic. Cross comes in, and Bastoni had to head that away because Budimir was coming in past him and would have been diving at that one. Really good cross by Brozovic, and Bastoni made it count there. Had to get up, had to head it clear, because there was certainly danger approaching. Lovro Meyer there, just tying his laces. I think the changes are incoming, and it's going to be Luka Modric, the man who at the moment scored the only goal of the game that could be the winner for Croatia. He's just given the captain's armband to Ivan Perisic, and a standing ovation and a round of applause for Luka Modric from the Croatian fans, because he's done it again, it seems, for Croatia. Inevitable for his country. His 176th appearance, and he's as reliable as ever, Luka Modric. Missed his penalty, but made up for it less than a minute later by rifling into the roof of the net to give Croatia the lead that at this moment in time would secure them a knockout place and a matchup against Switzerland in the round of 16. Of course, the runner-up of this group, as I've already previously mentioned, already know their opponents, and that was the runners-up of Group A, which are Switzerland. So those runners-up of this group already know their opponents. Spain will have to wait a bit longer. They are the confirmed winners of the group, no matter what. They'll have to wait until the thirds. The third-place teams are decided for them to find their opponents. And the third-place team that does finish third tonight, which at the moment would be Italy, they'd have to wait for their opponents, which could be either Portugal or the winner of Group E, which could be anybody at this moment in time. Italy made another change there. It's going to be Matteo Darmian that's made way, and it's going to be Mattia Zaccagni that's come on for him. So Zaccagni on. And the second change as well, Jorginho has been replaced. I was wondering, as Nicolo Fagioli has come on. So 2 changes there for Italy. Zaccagni and Fagioli are on for Jorginho and Darmian. Another free kick and another yellow card. Stanisic this time in the book, and committing the foul instantly on Zaccagni. So that's now 5 Croatia players on a yellow. Only 3 of them on the pitch, though. Of course, Modric and Sucic off, so they're not going to have any further impact or involvement on that front. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the most yellow cards by a single team in the tournament so far. That's good work by Stanisic down the line, but Calafiori was in his way, although one back by Kramaric. Nice Stanisic, and they're not in a hurry here, Croatia. They've less than 10 minutes to hold on. Here's Meyer. Stanisic. Brozovic. Back it will go to Šutalo, who gives it back to Livakovic. A reminder of the group table. This is the way it stands at the moment. Spain leading the way, as they will inevitably, no matter what happens. Croatia in second, winning here against Italy. Italy losing would take third spot, ahead of Albania, who are losing to Spain. And Albania will be knocked out tonight. Italy would have to wait on their fate over the next few days, and Croatia and Spain will be heading through to the round of 16 as it stands. But still time to go in both games. Well, here come Croatia again, and Calafiori had to be there. He was the only Italian in the box there, but he dealt with both occasions, both threats well. And Croatia could have had a second that would have settled the game. Meyer and I think it was Budimir that was in there as well. Calafiori had to deal with both of them and did so very well. That's why he's been closely watched by the top scouts in Europe for club football. Though has been talk today that over the last day or two that a Juventus move is on the cards for Riccardo Calafiori, the Bologna defender, 22-year-olds. Doesn't want to leave Italy at the moment. Hasn't left Italy in his career. Roma, Genoa, Basel, he did leave. But Basel in Switzerland for just a year. But the majority of his career has been in Italy. Came through the Roma youth team. Here's Meyer. Brozovic back across. Calafiori in the way again. Still not over here for Croatia though. On the attack once more. Brozovic will go for the cross. Too deep. Too close to Donnarumma, who will gather. Italy need to get forward and fast. Time is running out for the Azzurri and the champions of Europe at the moment. Here in a perilous position. 5 minutes plus additional time to go in Leipzig. Croatia leading by a goal to 0. I'm just hearing a stat in my ear. I'll get that in a moment. If Italy do finish third, it will be their worst result at a group stage of any European Championships in history. Scamacca, nice spread of the ball. Out to Chiesa. Body's in the box. Cuts it back across. No one was there to try and stretch for it from Chiesa's ball, but Brozovic to clear it away. I have to say, Chiesa's been the brightest Italian player since coming onto the field about 20 minutes ago. He's been the most threatening of all the Italian attackers. No wonder why he's their top scoring forward in the squad. 7 goals for Federico Chiesa in his 47 previous appearances. And I wouldn't say that another one is too far away, although he's trying to set up the chances and no one's taking them at the moment. That's good from Scamacca. Round the corner. Retegui across, and it's all the way through. Scamacca was the closest, but he couldn't just tap it in. Ever so close. Again, Chiesa looks on in disbelief. Wonderful ball across the 6-yard box. Too much for Livakovic to reach. But at the same token, too much for Scamacca, the Italian centre forward, to get anywhere near. And Spalletti's head is in his hands. No one can believe that. Glorious chance that sees Italy not take it once more. I said about clinical edge. They've really not had it tonight, Italy. Scamacca, the one you're relying upon, has only scored once previously at international level in his 16 previous appearances for the Azzurri. So you won't want to hang your hat on him. No disrespect to him, but you don't. That poll still running at the moment, and still belief that Italy will win. Over 60% of the chat predicting that Italy will join Spain, but they need a draw to do so. One goal would be enough, but at the moment Croatia are doing their utmost best to deny them that. Croatia could be the big winners tonight. They could be securing that place. Albania not doing very much against Spain at the moment. Still Spain who lead by a goal to nil. Albania have had 1 or 2 good chances in the second half. Actually had 7 shots in the second half, so much more threatening Albania, but not finding the net just yet. A draw would not be enough for them. A win would be, though. Here's Stanisic. Croatia winning has them in the driving seat at the moment in this group for the other place alongside Spain. Here's Stanisic trying to add to their lead here. Croatia. Stanisic just run out of room, but Riccardo Calafiori again has been everywhere defensively for Italy since they went behind, diving into challenges here, there and everywhere, and he's keeping Italy in this. I said that Donnarumma was doing that single-handedly earlier in the game, but Calafiori is adding his name to that list. Is Croatia going to make a change, and it's going to be a defensive one. Kramaric is going to make way. The only player to start all 3 games for Croatia in the group is going to leave the field with a minute to go with a 90. And Josip Juranovic, the former Celtic fullback, is coming on for an extra bit of defence for Croatia to hold on to this lead. A lead that would be so important for them in this Euros qualification to the knockouts. Would be a dream for Croatia. They started the night bottom of the group, knowing that they needed to beat Italy and Spain to beat Albania to have any chance. Here's Calafiori. Out it comes to Zaccagni now. Back to Barella. Again, Fagioli there. 8 added minutes at the end of the 90 here. 8 minutes for Italy to rescue their campaign. Chiesa trying to switch it in. Barella picks it back up. Calafiori took a heavy touch and stretching for it, misplaced the pass, but Bastoni on the cover goes flying across, and it's going to be a free kick here to Italy on the halfway line. And another yellow card's coming out now. It's already 5 Croatians carded tonight, and it's going to be a 6th, and it's Marcelo Brozovic. I mean, at this rate, there's going to be more Croatians booked tonight than not booked. I think that would be the case. 6 of them in total. As Fertesi tried to squeeze through, but again, blocked out. That rigid defence at the moment, holding on for Croatia as Barella tries to break forward, rides a challenge, holds the possession. That's really good from Barella, but had to retreat backwards to keep the possession. Bastoni. 4 added minutes in the game between Albania and Spain. They've already played 1.5 minutes of those, so not much time left there before Albania will be knocked out of the competition. See that Italy will get the throw in, or the corner, sorry. It will be a deflection off Brozovic there. So corner to Italy. Luka Modric watches on in anticipation. Zaccagni to take this corner. Left hand side for Italy. Right footed delivery. Again headed away. Not fully cleared though. Although Vardiol will bring it down and clear it away, and now Juranovic can get them going up the other end, although that's Calafiori's challenge that will ultimately give Croatia the free kick there. And another yellow card coming out. The referee's loving these yellow cards. It's Calafiori that's going to be booked this time, the first Italian of the night to find his name in the book. He's been everywhere. I've mentioned it multiple times, but Calafiori has been certainly the one to step up. 22 years old. Such a high-pressured moment, and stepping up in these moments. Try and help his team to give them a slight edge, to give them a chance to keep their hopes of securing a runners-up spot in this group alive. Well, Croatia finished second in their group in 2020 behind England in Group D. They won 3 of their games. They will do the exact same here in this year's edition. 1 win, 1 draw and 1 defeat would see them second again. But in the round of 16 they faced the team they were finishing runners up to tonight, Spain, to not be knocked out of the competition. They have been knocked out at the last 16 stage on the last 2 occasions, so even progressing through doesn't mean Croatia will get any further than that. So the last 2 occasions they haven't done so. They'll have belief of a third time lucky, as there's a foul there again on a Croatian, and it's Budimir this time. Wins Croatia the free kick and just runs the clock down a slight bit more. 4 minutes of the 8 added on to go. And Ante Budimir has won the free kick for Croatia off Barella there. High up in the final third at the moment, so it's a good position for Croatia. Albania still fighting on in Dusseldorf, but the clock has run over the 4 added minutes in that one. Albania seconds away surely from being eliminated from the competition, and Spain going 100% in the group. 9 points from 9. We'll get the final whistle in that one in a few moments, or in a few seconds even. Croatia have taken that free kick short. Here's Meyer across to Juranovic, trying to stretch for it was Meyer. It will find its way out to the right hand side, kept in by Stanisic. Calafiori closely following, but Stanisic passing it off well. Juranovic battling but loses out to Zakanyi. They need to get the ball up the pitch. They need to get the ball first. That was wonderful from Budimir over the top, but the cross was a letdown there. Ultimately by Perisic, and it comes to nothing. 3 minutes to go as it's all over in Dusseldorf, and Albania's dream has come to an end. They finished bottom of the group. They have performed well over their 3 matches. They've held it close, but ultimately they lose. Here's Juranovic. Come forward for Croatia. As Italy flooding bodies back, trying to defend to make sure this deficit doesn't get any worse. And they'll win the free kick here. Brozovic involved again. There's going to be another yellow card coming out. And it's going to be Fagioli this time. It's going to get booked for Italy for an earlier challenge. Yeah, just a pullback on Vardiol a bit earlier on. So all over in Dusseldorf. Albania out, Spain winning all 3 games in the group. 2 of them by 1 goal. They haven't conceded so far, Spain. A perfect start to the campaign. But Italy, at the moment, we'll have to wait and see their fate as it stands over the next 2 days. At the moment, I will just confirm it for you in a second where they rank in the 3rd place teams. They will be 3rd out of the 4 best thirds. But it's only goal difference that has them there. Slovenia, Czechia still to play alongside Slovakia and Austria. Anything can still happen. Italy's safety in 3rd is not secured. And only a goal would change the outcome. It would put Croatia in a very perilous position if they were to draw, because 2 points would certainly not be enough and would see Croatia all but out of the tournament. But with 1 minute to go, the dream is very much alive for Croatia. Modric, with his rifled effort into the roof of the net, has them leading. But here's Calafiori breaking forward, lays it out wide, and the shot is in! Zaccagni has levelled the game for Italy. Another last minute goal that changes the outcome in another Euros group. Late drama is the headline again, and it's the champions have broken Croatian hearts in Leipzig. Croatia had led for over 30 minutes, but it's the last minute that counts again, and Croatia are heading home almost certainly. Modric, with his wonderful effort, in the end is not enough, and Zaccagni to level the game for Spalletti's champions. Italy, inevitable. It looked really difficult for a long time. They've been pushing, and Croatia have been holding them off time and time again. But Calafiori's lovely run through the middle laid it off out wide to Zaccagni, and a sweet strike to the far right corner of the net. Wonderful effort off the instep of his right foot into the top corner. That is sensational from Italy. What a way to end the group stages. Your hopes of going through were hanging in the balance, and Spalletti run up the touchline celebrating. That is absolutely incredible. And that's it. The champions survive. A last minute equaliser from Zaccagni is enough to secure knockout football for Italy, and almost certainly knock out Croatia. Croatia held on, held firm, but it might not be enough. Italy were almost certainly going to possibly get the knockouts even with a defeat, but they made sure of it with a draw tonight. Croatia at the moment would find themselves ranked 5th out of the 6 third place teams. Only a big defeat for Slovenia at the moment would see Croatia nick a 4th place out of those ranked best thirds. Croatia might be heading home and their dream might be over. But that is incredible for Spalletti's Italy. The Azzurri do it again. They leave it late, but only 1 goal was needed in the end, and Zaccagni delivered with a top-class finish. Tears of both joy and devastation from the 2 sets of players. But that is what champions do. They never give up, and they fight to the very death to get what they feel they deserve. It's hard to take for Croatia, but it is glorious for the Azzurri and Spalletti and those Italian fans who will live on at the European Championships once more. Final score in Leipzig. Another last gasped goal that changes the outcome. Croatia 1, Italy 1. Italy through to the knockouts. Wow. Just wow. 2 second half goals that really changed the hearts and kind of pulled on the heartstrings of both sets of fans. Croatia felt they were going through, but that last minute equaliser from Zaccagni flips it on its head and secures knockout football for Italy. And as I said, almost certainly sees Croatia knocked out. Before we leave you, let's just have a look at the results. Ultimately, Albania were beaten. They have finished bottom of the group after their 1-0 defeat to Spain. Ultimately, they could be proud of their performances over the 3 games. The results let them down, but a narrow defeat to Italy in the end on match day 1. A draw on match day 2 with Croatia with a last-minute equaliser, and Croatia felt that hurt again with much more horrible effect tonight. And then a 1-0 defeat from Albania against Spain sees them finish bottom on 1 point. Croatia, as I said, 2 last-minute equalisers have robbed them of possibly 4 massive points that would have secured them easily second place. But that 95th minute equaliser from Albania from Shusula on match day 2, and that last gasp equaliser from Zakanyi here tonight in the 98th minute has seen Croatia almost certainly knocked out in third, but ranked 5th out of the 6 thirds at the moment. Italy are through with only 4 points. That has historically been more than enough, but they haven't even finished third. They've finished runners-up in this group. It's been tight all the way through, but the champions live on another day. Italy in seconds. They will face Switzerland in the round of 16. The first matchup to be confirmed. And Spain, the group winners. 3 wins from 3. 5 goals scored. Not a single goal conceded. A perfect start to the campaign for La Roja, who have made easy work of this group and are going to play the third best team in either Group A, Group D, Group E or Group F, which we will watch all 3 groups, D, E and F, over the next 2 days to decide that. Croatia will feel disappointed, but it's the heartache that they will feel will be the hardest. It's the hope that kills you at times. It's the belief that they had in going into those last few moments, the hard work that they gave, and it's snatched away from them in the dying seconds of the game. Croatia almost certainly out. But I said how Calafiori, I'd just talk about the goal just before I go. Calafiori, that marauding run up the middle of the field, I said how he was everywhere defensively for Italy, but he run forward, it creates a bit of confusion. They couldn't mark him, Croatia. They got a bit confused, and the space for Zakanyi on the left to just sweep the effort in. The finish is fabulous, but the marking from Croatia defensively to allow him that space was pretty criminal. Ultimately then, Italy are through. Right, tomorrow we're back from 5, a bit earlier, as we have double headers of group action over the next 2 days to finalise the group stages. We start with Group D tomorrow, not Group C, as you probably would have thought. It's Group D, and France, the highest ranked European side in the world according to FIFA. We'll be watching them tomorrow night as they look to secure top spot. They win, they will secure top spot tomorrow. Poland, already eliminated, they will be their opponents for France. And as well on the side, we will have the Netherlands against Austria. Closely watched, that's tomorrow from 5. But tonight, ultimately, the Azzurri live on. Croatia again losing out to a last gasp equaliser. Good night.